being disrespectful, but they talked a lot of trash and they got humbled. And I think that that's okay. That is sports. That is what we live for in sports.
Aya Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces just got humbled. The Aces, with 4 Olympians and the reigning unanimous MVP, thought they'd cruise through the playoffs, but not so fast. Reality just hit, and it hit hard.
Pretty well. Like, it wasn't our outcome, but damn, we did pretty good, considering what the hell we had stacked.
Aya Wilson didn't deliver when it mattered most. Her performance fell flat, and the timing couldn't be worse. The game played out amid controversy surrounding her recent comments about privileged players like Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. After the loss, Wilson tried to brush it off, saying she's going to be just fine, but actions speak louder. She's now the first unanimous MVP across both the NBA and WNBA to fail to reach the finals. That's historic, but not in the way she hoped.
I mean, I don't want anyone to hurt for me. We're blessed. I get to play the game of basketball, get paid while I do it. I'm around phenomenal women, just like, it's a fun thing. So hopefully no one hurts for me. We're gonna wake up the next morning and be pretty good.
Being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum. And Coach Becky Hammon was under fire for basically saying that her team was too busy being celebrities and they were distracted and that's why they're not winning games. The list goes on and on. If you're this Aces team, you really need to regroup and maybe make some tough decisions about the future.
Aya Wilson, widely considered one of the greatest players in WNBA history, a multi-time MVP, and the face of the Las Vegas Aces, was expected to lead her powerhouse team back to the finals. Instead, they fell short, and fans are left asking, what happened? This wasn't just a routine playoff upset. There may be a deeper narrative unfolding. Wilson's exit has sparked speculation that karma could be at play, especially in the wake of her controversial remarks about rising star Caitlin Clark. As one of the league's biggest voices, her comments struck a chord, and some now wonder if the energy she put out came back at the worst possible time. To make matters worse, Breanna Stewart outplayed Wilson throughout the series, dominating both ends of the court and reminding everyone why she's also in the greatest conversation. Wilson made history this season as the first ever unanimous MVP in WNBA history, a title that should have been the crowning moment of an extraordinary year. Instead, it now marks a season that ended in disappointment and questions. Despite being one of the most talent-stacked rosters in the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces failed to reach the finals, a major disappointment for the franchise and especially for Aya Wilson. This collapse makes Wilson the first unanimous MVP in WNBA history to miss the championship series entirely. For a player of her caliber, this isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a serious blemish on her legacy. The expectations were sky high, and the fall was just as steep.
I mean, the talent's going to be there, the skill's going to be there, everyone knows we're going to work in the offseason.
Aya Wilson may have had a dominant regular season, earning the first unanimous MVP title in WNBA history, but her team's early playoff exit has cast a shadow over that accomplishment. Now, fans and critics alike are asking, what does an MVP mean if it doesn't translate into postseason success? And this is where it gets interesting. Earlier in the season, Wilson made headlines for controversial comments about rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar who's taken women's basketball to new heights. Reports surfaced that Wilson wasn't thrilled about Nike's heavy promotion of Clark, with rumors suggesting she believed Clark was privileged and undeserving of the spotlight. For many, Wilson's stance felt like more than just competitiveness, it came off as gatekeeping. Why would a veteran MVP try to undercut a young player who's growing the game's visibility? Whether driven by ego, rivalry, or something deeper, the narrative didn't sit well. And now, it's aged poorly. While Wilson was caught up in off-court drama, Caitlin Clark kept climbing, and Breanna Stewart got to work. Stewart, another MVP candidate and proven big-game performer, completely outshined Wilson in their playoff showdown. This wasn't just a few lucky plays, Stewart dominated the entire series. She rose to the moment, made clutch plays, and led her team to victory. Meanwhile, Wilson, despite a roster stacked with 6 Olympians, fell flat in the biggest games of the season. 6 Olympians, the #1 seed, a Hall of Fame coach, home court advantage, and the unanimous MVP, still not enough. So now the question becomes, How much help does Aya Wilson actually need?
High as hell, but that is not the point of the story. Now, if you look at all these pictures and I'm connecting the dots here, they are all wearing Timbs. And someone may have left their Timbs at Barclays Center, which is how we got this iconic picture of the Liberty getting the last laugh. But believe it or not, the last laugh does not end here. Now, after this game in the post-game press conference, Brianna Stewart mentioned that she has receipts from last year, and so does the entire team. And she doesn't forget the things that, said people, were saying about them.
This raised serious questions about Wilson's ability to perform when it matters most. While her regular season accolades are impressive, her inability to rise to the occasion in the playoffs exposed a significant gap in her game. Stewart's ability to perform in big games is what sets her apart from Wilson, and it's a trait that Wilson has yet to consistently demonstrate for someone with MVP credentials. Failing to lead when her team needed her most is a glaring issue that can't be ignored. In the final game of the Aces season, Wilson managed just 19 points. For most players, that would be considered a solid performance, but not for someone who is supposed to be the league's unanimous MVP in a must-win game. Wilson didn't bring the superstar energy that her team needed, her presence on the court seemed off, and she didn't rally her team as great leaders are expected to. The Aces, with 4 Olympians on their roster, simply failed to deliver, and Wilson's lackluster performance was a major contributing factor. This disappointing end has left many questioning whether Wilson truly deserved the MVP title this season, a big they need.